Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What am I riding today? This is the U-Free Stellar Falcon, black cherry color, step-through version. Yeah, they have a mid-step version, a step-through version, as you know. This one is the step-through version. If we get a chance, I'll stop over and let you see what the bike looks like. You know, I have front baskets on both bikes now, both of my Stellar Falcons. I have one rear basket, so I've been just kind of moving the rear basket back and forth between the two models. Right now, this one has the rear basket, and then it's got the liner on the rear basket. I put the liner that they gave me on the front basket of the other bike, so that way each bike has at least one of the baskets with a liner. Yeah, well, we'll take a look up ahead. Let's keep going here. Got a number of things to tell you guys today, but let's go take a look at the bike first. Which way should we go? Let's go this way. Trying to find which way would have least amount of sun getting in our way here. Let's get off the path for a second. All right. Let me kick the kickstand down so you can see what the bike looks like. So this is what it currently looks like. So I put the rear basket on this, and this has the liner on it. The front basket on this one I left without the liner. I put the liner on the other bike. There's also the cell phone mount. This is how it works. If you buy their case for your phone, it just kind of clips onto here. You just kind of line it up, then you turn it, and it stays where it is. Yeah. And of course, I have a water bottle cage, and a water bottle there. Otherwise, what else has it changed? Okay, I added the side view mirror as I usually do. Right. Other than that, it's pretty much stock. Let's put it back forward here and get back on the bike. We'll just kind of turn ourselves around here. Let's head this way. All right, here's the thing I need to tell you guys. First off, thank you for watching the video that we did fairly recently about the banning of e-bikes and e-scooters in certain areas. And yeah, I knew that there would be a lot of people interested in that topic. Many of you guys kind of agreed with what I was saying, that maybe what should be done is to, you know, limit our speeds if that's the issue that's causing a ban. And then we just have to abide by that. I'd rather abide by that speed regulation if they put one down, rather than being totally banned, right? So thank you to everybody on their comments and responses to that. Many people too had noted, he says, well, this all comes from a guy who blasts through stop signs. Yeah, we don't want to start this whole thing up again. If you've never seen a Russ's Ride video before in the last, how many years have I been doing these e-bike videos? At least 4 years now. Yeah, I tend to go through the stop signs, but I have spoken with my local police, and they said as long as we see that you're making an effort, you're looking around, you're slowing down, and there's nobody around, they, you know, at least the one officer says, I wouldn't stop you. You know, he was a motorcycle police officer, so obviously he understands. He says, you have a better chance of falling if you stop. I go, exactly, this is why I don't stop. Now, our laws, of course, say that you should stop. He says, well, you should be better examples. That's what people always say. But, you know, if you've ridden a bike before, you kind of realize that that's not that easy to do constantly. And again, I have a very full riding height. I mean, you can see it even in the shadow that I'm not low to the ground. My legs are are at full extension as a regular riding extension. So I would have to hop off the bike at every single stop. Yeah, and that would be not fun. Well, but you're within the law. True, that's true. But my local area, the police know that many bike riders do this. You know, we see something, we slow down, but we keep going. You know, now if you look at my speedometer, it showed I was doing 8 miles per hour. I don't know if this thing slows down fast enough. I mean, I could literally do a full stop and that thing will still show that there's something there. Here, I'll stop. It still shows, yeah, it's still going. Okay, now it finally stopped to 0. So sometimes when you look at the speedometers, when they're coming down in speed, it doesn't come down in speed all that fast. It goes up in speed fast, but it doesn't come down. So sometimes when you see my speedometers, it looks like you didn't even make an effort to slow down. But believe me, I have slowed down. Many times I will slow down at the stop signs. I just don't fully stop. But, you know, people will make these comments regardless. You know, well, you know, that's fine for you. But the local police around here know me, I think. I think they've all seen me. I mean, it's been 4 years riding around these streets, and various police officers who patrol these areas, I'm pretty sure they've seen me before. Many of them will wave at me as I wave to them as well. So the whole point is this, is that while we want to hit every single regulation of, you know, stop at all stop signs and everything, sometimes we just can't. Yeah, sometimes we just can't. But of course, if there's cars there and, you know, I see there's people around, then I will stop. Yeah. So that's how I do it. You may not, but that's how I do it. So will I be the guy that will cause them to ban e-bikes? I don't think so. Take a look at many of the other regular non-e-bike riders, and you'll see that many of them will do worse than me. They'll blast through at 20 miles an hour, you know, where they should have slowed down and stopped. At least I slow down and look. These other guys sometimes don't do that. So yeah, I mean, really, if you're going to ban us, you've got to ban regular bikes too. That's what I think. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about too is I did promise that I would go over to Sam's Cycle, who's a local e-bike dealer slash e-scooter dealer in this area. I asked him his opinion. He thought that the regulation is for people under 16 years old. I didn't see anything that said 16 years old on any of those things. I mean, you can freeze frame that web page yourself, and I don't see anything that mentions 16 years old. But he believes it's for 16 and under. I don't think so. I think it's pretty much for everybody. So we're kind of in a debate about that, whether it's for all or just for younger kids. But he felt the same thing as me. I didn't ask him if he agreed with me. I just asked him, what do you think we should do? He said the same thing. He said we should put them through some type of education. He says most of the problems come from kids riding together and riding wildly together. He says put them through some type of park district program or something that teaches the rules of the road, and then issue a card, you know, that says that they went through the certification of that. You know, charge them for that too. You know, charge them $50, $85, whatever it costs. And then if they violate it and a police officer stops them, they have to give up the card. Yeah, maybe there'll be a fine. I don't know. But he tended to agree the same thing, is that you need to educate the kids if you're going to allow them to ride. I don't know if he agrees that maybe kids under a certain age should not have e-bikes or scooters. I didn't ask him about that part of it, but he says, yeah, an education thing is actually kind of needed. It's true. A lot of you guys mentioned the same thing too. So I think we're all in agreement. It's just a matter of how we implement that, right? So, but he said he had noticed that many times when you watch the older generation who are riding the e-bikes, they don't seem to be the ones that are in violation. I tend to agree. Yeah, we're not really the guys that are causing the problems. So to ban outright everybody is really not right, he said. So I agree with that. You know, ban the guys who are causing the problems. Don't ban the people who aren't. That's really not really a smart thing. So here's a kid on a scooter. So technically speaking, he's on the sidewalk. So technically he is in violation right now. Yeah, because scooters are not allowed in this area. And if it was for under 16, he looks like he's under 16. And he's on the sidewalk. Yeah, he's not allowed to do that. Well, technically he's not allowed to be on any part of any public, according to those things. You know, no streets, no sidewalks, no whatever. Yeah. No parking lots, nothing. So going forward, do I plan to do any more reviews of scooters? And the answer is no. I'm not gonna review any more scooters anymore. Too much potential grief, especially in this neighborhood, of course, right? In this area. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it. So scooters are gone for me. I don't ride scooters that often anyway. Like, in fact, never. I did my reviews, you know, I checked them out, got my impressions of them, but I don't normally ride a scooter. I ride e-bikes, yeah. On occasion, an e-trike, right? But I don't really ride scooters. So yeah, scooters are gone for me. I'm okay with that. But, you know, I don't think it's right to ban it for an adult who likes riding scooters. I don't think that's right either, though. So, all right, enough grief for today. I don't want to talk about that thing anymore. Let's take a right turn here. Let's see where it takes us. Oh, road construction ahead. No, we're not going to do that. Let's take a left turn here. So anyway, what else is new? What else is new? Well, that's really all that's really been on my mind. That's probably the biggest thing really for me is this whole issue about can we ride our bikes anymore or not. I also asked him what he thought about, you know, this whole thing about, you know, people have said, oh, Russ, you've got to be an advocate. You got to go there and speak to the city council and all that stuff. We're both kind of thinking the same thing in the sense that, you know, if they haven't brought it up, you going there to try to do that kind of brings up that topic. It kind of puts it in their mind. Maybe we should ban it. So I'm not going to do anything like that. You got to stop them before they ban it. Well, it's kind of tough. Yeah. That's kind of tough. So I'm riding later in the day today. What time is it right now? 6:41 currently in the evening. Let's go this way here, see where that takes us. Oh yeah, I should have gone this way. Should have gone the other way. This isn't gonna not take me where I want to go. Yeah, I remember down in this area, I'm just gonna hit a bunch of cul-de-sacs, dead ends, and all sorts of things. I'm gonna have to turn around, but it's too many cars here to do that. So I'm gonna have to take a right and then figure out how I'm gonna turn around. Let's do that. Let's go further down. Maybe that'll cut me back through. Yeah, see, a lot of this area, there's, I don't know if these are townhomes or condos or what, but there's multiple cars in those bays. So, yeah. I have to know to avoid this general area. It doesn't cut me through. Man, nice pond out here. Wonder if they got fish out there. Maybe not. Yeah, this thing's not gonna get. This is just gonna go around in a circle. I know that. I'm gonna have to turn around. All right, let's do that. Let's pull into a parking lot here and then turn around. That way I don't have to hop off the bike and do my little hopping. All right, let's cut through here. Coming back around here. Yeah, this time of the day you get the sun in your eyes, right? Yeah, we don't have the sun in our eyes. Well, I will say this, the weather's actually cooled down quite a bit today. It got hot to about maybe 83, 84 degrees, and now in the evening it's dropped down. This is why I decided, oh, I'll take the bike out. I either have to go out during the day or during the evening, sometime like this, if I want to avoid the heat. So, yeah, I chose the evening this time. The thing is, if you go too late, then you get the mosquitoes. I don't like that either. Don't want the mosquitoes on me. All right, let's keep going forward here. Oh, there is a guy here fishing. There must have some type of fish, otherwise why would he make the effort? So it's no fishing, no swimming, no boating. He's out there fishing. See, people avoid regulations, they just do it, I guess. Maybe he didn't notice the big sign that's right in front of it. I don't know. I have no idea. Here's the problem with the sun hitting you right in the eyes, especially when you got sunglasses. It kind of reflects it off of it. It makes it very hard to tell if there's anything in front of you. Yeah, the glare. Yep. Which is what I'm getting. I don't know how much of that you're getting off the camera lens. I'm sure there's a certain amount. I did take the protective filter off of this particular camera, so you won't get that green line, but you might get that little trumpet looking thing. I call it a trumpet because it's like the inverted horn of a trumpet. Yeah, it's one drawback of the DJI Action 5 Pro. Doesn't have very good lens for rejection of lens flare. And if you keep the protective filter on there, it makes it even worse. Well, can't cut through here. Where else can we go? I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of going around in a circle right now. I have no idea. Yeah, I think I just went around in a circle. I'm gonna have to get off to try to find my way back again. Yeah, I have a terrible sense of direction. You might have noticed that. Yeah, I'm really bad. This is where turning on the GPS always pays off for me. But hey, you know, I'm not desperate to get back. I just want to eventually get back. So anyways, that's basically all I wanted to tell you guys today. Give you a little feedback on some of the things I said that I would do, and check what some other people thought about the issue. How do we resolve that? I don't know. I don't know what the best way to resolve it. And really, you know, going to a city council meeting for no outlet. Well, let's go back this way. That's in Glenview, that banned it. I don't live in Glenview, so it's really not my fight. The only fight it would be is the fact that it's about e-bikes and I have an e-bike. But, you know, for me, to try to fight their city council is really not really appropriate, I guess. If I lived in Glenview, I mean, another story, but I don't live there. Yeah, so I don't really have much say in what they do. Yeah, we just went around in a circle. Anyways, I got to figure out my way out of here. Figure my way out of here and then get myself back. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. More topics to come. Talk to you guys next time.